Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. So Ethereum has hardly moved since yesterday, but we want to take a look at what possibilities are here for the price to move in this sort of triangle pattern. I mean, overall, irrespective of any of this price action here, which is really the micro counting, because not too much is happening in the market. A lot of viewers want to understand those possibilities in the short term, but overall, the pattern hasn't changed since, I don't know, since July, yeah? Because the assumption has been, since we broke above this level here, around 1250, 1260, yeah, the assumption has been that we are in a bullish breakout pattern of 5 waves, which we then in the end were able to count, and that at some point when the 5 waves are complete, we are going to come down in 3 waves. So a wave 1 and a wave 2. So for months, this pattern has been predetermined and has played out actually. But of course, in the short term, which direction the market takes in the short term to then confirm this higher level pattern, this is always subject to change, yeah. But we still want to take a look at this short-term price action, but overall, not much has changed. So we're still waiting here for ideally, and it doesn't need to happen because the minimum requirements are fulfilled for this correction down, but ideally for one more low into the green area between 1130 and 1280. Well, ideally below the previous swing low of 1220. Yeah, that's what we're waiting for. And sort of an ideal area would be between 1150 and 1200. But really anywhere in here in the lower half of that box would be ideal. Condition that we have a 1-2 pattern here is that we're holding the $1,000 level. And as long as we're doing that in the next wave, we should move up in a wave 3. That should normally be the most bullish wave and should take us to around $3,000. So, but what is happening in this range? Now, we are, as you can see, clearly in a range. You could even say we are in some kind of a triangle pattern maybe. That is certainly possible. Yeah, I talked about that possibility before. Triangles are always subject to change. They can become bigger and whatever. So, but at the moment we do have here the possibility that this is a WXY pattern in a wave 4, that the wave 3 bottomed out here. We are in a wave 4 and will come down afterwards in a wave 5. Now, as you can see, this means that there is some short-term upside potential. Why is that? Because the wave Y has 3 waves, and at the moment I can really only see the wave A. Yeah. I think we are now doing a wave B, and then there should be a wave C to the upside, if this is the correct pattern. Now, in this WXY pattern, we can say that also here there are 2 sub possibilities. If we really have just an ABC in the wave B, then we are going to lose with a high likelihood the 1316 level and come down a little bit lower, but need to hold 1280. Yeah, 1280 is not invalidation point. The real invalidation point would be 1268, but already below 1280 it will get less likely that we will see that wave C recovery. So that means if we drop below 1280 and then confirm it by breaking below 1268, it pretty much is quite clear that this is probably not an ABC pattern and that we're already rolling down in this 5th wave to the downside. Keep these levels in your diary. But yeah, so generally in an ABC, in a traditional ABC, you would now expect a little bit of a lower low than wave A. Wave A bottomed at 1317, and from here we should then move up. Okay. In wave Y. And yeah, we've got here, for example, let me give you a target for that, depending on how low we get, but let's say we bottom out at the current level, just to give you an idea. Then we've got the target range between 1420 and 1484, between the 1-to-1 ratio and the 1.618 extension, okay? It could also be that this wave B unfolds actually, only the wave B unfolds as a triangle. This is possible as well. And that we say, okay, we had a wave A here, a wave B, this is a C, there will be a D, and the wave E is then the final one that would finish off the wave B. And then we come up. So that's possible. And you can see the different possibilities how this can emerge in the short term. But again, whatever happens here, we need to hold, well, for the triangle, we need to hold 1317, to be honest. So again, if we drop below 1317, the first call would be it's just an ABC. And then we need to hold the 1280 and especially 1268 level. So it all depends which price action is now holding, which price levels are now holding. And also here we have some short-term upside potential still. Yeah. The other possibility is that the whole thing is a triangle, which means we had a wave A here, this here was a B, this a C, here a D, then an E, and then we come down. This is one of the patterns, or basically the key pattern, where the whole thing is a triangle. I make that a different color, in blue, where the whole where there is no further upside potential, and the wave 4 will end here, and then we will come down. So these are sort of the possibilities. And is a direct breakout possible as well? And yes, it is as well. And you know, you will say there are so many possibilities, and there are. You know, there are, and therefore it's so important to understand at which price levels which scenario will get invalidated. But the point is, a direct breakout is possible, but I will not be able to confirm it until we have 5 waves complete. And then in that scenario, if we push higher here and see the 5 waves, I would not try to catch green candles. I personally would just wait for the next retracement, which then should tell me that this 5-wave move, if it is a breakout, would be a wave 1, and we will come back in a wave 2. And that will be the scaling in price then for me, the range. But at the moment, strategy-wise, yeah, you always, you know, you have different options, and then you need to develop your strategy based on that. So for me, the strategy was, and I was quite transparent about it, to buy already when we came for the first time here in this green area, because I know that whenever you get into these areas, the price can reverse straight away. So I already bought a larger batch at 12.50. I made you all aware. I will buy once more if we make that expected new low. Okay, so I would whatever buy here again. If we do not make that low because we're already in a breakout pattern, then what will I do? I will wait for the 5-wave move to finish. If I think it's exhausted, I might take some profits if I can get the point right, and then we'll scale in again in wave 2. Okay, and then try to take profits in wave 3. So that's sort of my strategy. And this is all based on the different possibilities we have here. Okay, so whatever happens, you need to understand that this 1268 level is quite key. If we drop below that, it is most likely indicating we come down straight away here in wave 5 anyway, and that we're not going to see more upside. On the flip side, if we break above the wave B high, which is at 1383 now, that would strongly indicate we are pushing higher in wave C of Y, or we are in the breakout pattern. That's still possible as well. And yeah, different possibilities. It all depends, you know, how you use these to create your strategy, because it is not as easy as up or down. It never is. A lot of people think it is, but it is not. You know, you have to, I think strategically. That is sort of always the takeaway. I think a lot of people don't think strategically. This is how well is your strategy and how do you perform in the market, right? I mean, you have thousands, millions of people in these markets, and then most of them, let's be honest, don't really have a strategy. The better your strategy is, the better you'll do, especially in the long term. Yeah, because it's short-term gains are nice, but let's be honest, only when you can do it year over year, month over month, then you're doing well. So yeah, strategy is set for Ethereum. I do have one for Bitcoin as well. I talk about that occasionally in the Bitcoin videos, but because the Bitcoin chart currently doesn't show this potential of a wave 3 to the upside yet, I'm not too interested at the moment in any swing trades. Accumulation is different, yeah. Slow accumulation for the hardware wallet is certainly a possibility that is in the current price range worth considering anyway, but that would be in parallel to any sort of short-term swing trading or anything. Okay, and that's my update about Ethereum. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then also check out the channel membership and make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links in the video description. There is some content that you don't get here anywhere else. So there's some learning stuff, some funny stuff, and so on. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.